Drop a like on this video within the next 5 seconds, or Ronnie 2K will still work for 2K next year, and 2K21 will be trash. I wouldn't risk it. What is up, guys? It's your boy Badge Plug, and today, you already know, man, we got prime Derrick Rose in the building, coming off the helicopter. Legend Derrick Rose, 99 overall prime from the Chicago Bulls. Derrick Rose was so good at one point, it was just unimaginable that he wasn't even in his prime yet and he could get even better. But then you all know that he got hurt, and since then his career has been downhill, but that's not his fault at all. So many people, including myself, have so much respect and love for Derrick Rose, man. Even after all the injuries and through everything, this man has still been fighting and is back in the league doing pretty dang good. So anyway, guys, let me show you this build. If you haven't seen it yet, you already know it's a playmaking slasher, bro. That's what Derrick Rose was. He was a playmaking slasher. This man was so good at driving into the paint that year, bro, or those years. But the year he won MVP, he was just amazing, y'all. You guys have already seen this build quite a few times already if you're loyal to the channel, but he has an 84 driving dunk, so you get the contact dunk packages. And then at 99.9, you get the 85 driving dunk and get the elite contacts with a 99 speed, 99 acceleration, 85 mid-range, 81 three-pointer, 99 ball handling and pass accuracy, then very close to 80s in defense. So this build is godly, y'all. This is how many badges it gets. It gets over 100 badges. I think this is one of the best face scans I've done so far. This looks exactly like Derrick Rose to me, man. Drop a like on this video if you think this looks like Derrick Rose. I want you guys to comment down below who is the next player I should do, and let's get straight into the gameplay. Now, today's video is at the 1v1 court, but that's not nearly as important as Derrick Rose, because this man is one of the most special NBA players of all time. Derrick Rose is right up there at the very top of the list of the most what if player of all time, because this man, if you all did not know, is the youngest MVP in NBA history. He won the MVP at 22 years old and 191 days. It was either Derrick Rose's third or fourth NBA season that he won the MVP, the most valuable player, the best player in the entire league, only being 3 to 4 years into the league. So he showed so many kids, so many people, that you can really do it. He motivated and inspired so many people. In his MVP season, he averaged 25 points per game, 4 rebounds, 7.7 assists, so basically 8, a steal, and 0.6 blocks per game, so basically a block every other game. This man was, so at 22, Derrick Rose was named the best player throughout the entire NBA league. And you guys got to remember, some of the greatest NBA players of all time were playing during those seasons. Kobe Bryant was out there, LeBron James was out there. There was so many great players, and this man still won the MVP over them. So at 22 years old, the youngest MVP in NBA history, Derrick Rose was a human prodigy. People were like, wow, this guy could end up being one of the greatest NBA players of all time. I mean, obviously he just won an MVP at 22. There is much more growth. We all know that your athletic prime is around 26, 27, 28. Somewhere in there is where most people have their primes. So that's why Derrick Rose is one of the most what if players of all time, because he won the MVP, and the next season during the NBA 2012 playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers, Derrick Rose tore his ACL in his left knee. So I'm pretty sure he missed an entire season of playing basketball. He came back in 2013 and 14, and it just kept happening, y'all. He just kept getting injury after injury. The most updated injury list I have on Derrick Rose is from 2015, and it says there's 24 instances where Rose got injured, plus the orbital fracture, raising the total to 25. He's missed over 257 NBA basketball games. So everyone knows, unless you have an absolute miracle, that once you tear your ACL, you basically never come back the same. Plus the injuries just kept on piling on for D Rose. It's a very sad story, and 3 years after his injury, the Chicago Bulls let go of Derrick Rose, and he went to the New York Knicks, where he averaged 18 points per game. And people were like, oh, he should probably quit basketball, he's washed, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But in the last 2 seasons, he's averaged 18 points per game. In fact, during this 2020 season, with 45 games played already, Derrick Rose is averaging 5.8 assists per game, 18.2 points per game, 0.8 steals per game, and 2 boards a game. This man has really came back up, and it is such a motivational story for so many people. Through the extreme highs and the extreme lows of Derrick Rose's career, he's always stuck to his craft. He's always tried to get better no matter what. He's looked through every single possible outcome, all the negatives, and he's still worked to be where he's at in the NBA today, and he's grinded harder than 99% of most people. Obviously, the sad thing about Derrick Rose's career is all the injuries, where he could have been, what he could have done in the NBA. But during his MVP season, before he got hurt, the Chicago Bulls went 62 They finished first in the NBA Central Division, and they were a team that could have easily, for years and years and years with their lineup, been able to compete in the NBA. As long as Derrick Rose was playing the way he was playing and making everybody better around him, he had many more seasons to compete and try to win a ring, and then boom, he got hurt, and it was just injury after injury. So Derrick Rose probably, maybe, could have won a ring. It's really sad when you think about how Derrick Rose's career could have been if he never got hurt. Now, that year they did lose to the Miami Heat. They only won one game, but you know, there was a lot of opportunity, like I said, for Derrick Rose to grow. He was only 22 years old. He could have easily gotten better. They could have made trades. They could have got these people. Everyone on the team could have gotten better chemistry, and they could have maybe came back and beat the Heat the next year or the years after. Now, that Miami team with LeBron and D Wade was going to be a very hard team to get through. I'm not saying they would have easily been able to do it, but they were definitely one of the teams that could have done it later on when Derrick Rose kept getting better and better, but he ended up getting hurt. So what I want you guys to do that have made it this far in the video is comment down below, do you think Derrick Rose would have ever won a ring in the NBA? Do you think he would have ever won a championship? Now, if you're a real hooper, you got love for Derrick Rose. You got respect for Derrick Rose for what he's done, for the adversity that he's been through, for being the youngest MVP. He showed so many people and proved so many people wrong, and he changed the mold for how people thought about young players. You don't got to wait years and years to get your time. You can be 22 years old and win the MVP in the league. He's been through all these injuries, and he's still grinding every single day. If you don't take motivation from that and you don't respect him as a hooper, you're not a real hooper. I'm sorry. But after you guys drop the comment and you say how many rings you think Derrick Rose could have won, you could easily think that he was going to win none. I mean, there was a lot of competition out there in the NBA. After you do that, I want you to let me know if you were around during that time and you watched those games. What was your favorite Derrick Rose moment? Because this man was so fun. It was right around when I really started to loving basketball, and Derrick Rose was just so good, guys. I mean, the way that he drove into the lane and did all these crazy circus type of layups, it was amazing. He was a great, excellent Hall of Fame finisher at the rim. He was so good. And not only was, could he just finish at the rim excellent, he was a great passer. He had great vision, and he could score from basically anywhere. He was never really an amazing three-point shooter, but he definitely could shoot, especially back in his younger days before his injuries. So, I mean, it's not like you were leaving Derrick Rose wide open for three. In his MVP days around there, you would probably rather him obviously shoot than go and drive into the basket. But, you definitely weren't just sitting there letting him shoot like this guy is right now on the court. And guess what he's doing? He's paying the price for letting me shoot. So anyway, guys, I would say just my favorite Derrick Rose moment is him winning the MVP. I mean, I was a kid, and it should be motivating to anyone, but especially being a young person, seeing someone that young win the MVP and have the league at his own hands, being a dominant force on his team, bringing his team to 60 wins was just so motivating to see as a person, as a NBA fan, as a basketball fan in general, that it was just amazing to see someone do that and be in that glory. Like 22 years old. Imagine you're 2-3 years out of college and you're the best player in the league. Now, obviously MVP doesn't really necessarily mean you're the best player in the league, but you're the best player in that season, because a lot of people think, LeBron should have more MVPs and stuff like that. But you guys see, I was on a 5-game win streak. I was just chilling, guys. You see right here, I messed up right there. I didn't time the shot correctly, but I was pretty much just chilling, y'all. I was just dribbling up. I was comboing up, and I really did like playing as Derrick Rose. Now, one thing about this build I want to say earlier, I said drop a like on the video if you think Derrick Rose, if this looks just like him. It's crazy how much this build looks just like him, and then in some little, some angles it doesn't look like him at all. It's very, very weird. Now, guys, I know that there's going to be comments. Derrick Rose was 6'3". I know Derrick Rose is 6'3". If you Google him, he's 6'3", and this player is 6'5". But, a lot of players get measured without their shoes. A lot of players try to act like they're shorter than they are. So 2 inches is not really bad. Right there, I just cooked this man's career. Oh my gosh. Behind the back towards the three-point line, like I've been telling you guys all year, is one of the best moves in the game, because how many people are going to expect? They might be seeing that you're about to do the moving behind the back, and they already know that most people, 99% of people, do that moving behind the back towards the goal. So when you do it backwards like that, once again, that's a little different right there, but they're not really expecting that at all. It's going to throw them off. So anyway, guys, Derrick Rose, legendary 99. This is definitely his build. I mean, if not, it's very, very close. But anyway, during this game, I had to try a little bit harder because I think this was the best guy that I played today. He definitely knew what he was doing. He's on an interior finisher. He's reaching me out of my animations. He was trying to go in and get those contact dunks. So you can definitely tell in this gameplay, I was trying a little bit harder. I hit him with the big misdirection. He had no idea that was coming after all those dribble moves. And man, listen, if you haven't dropped a like on the video yet, drop a like. But if you have not dropped a like, man, drop a like for respecting Derrick Rose, because this dude has one of the best NBA careers ever. Like one of the greatest stories, even if he got hurt and if it, it's what if this, but he even, prevailing through all the injuries, this man is still in the league and he's still doing quite good. Like he's like 2 to 3 points away, maybe an assist or two more from being an all-star, being right there at being able to make the all-star team after 25 injuries. He probably has more than that. You guys know that lots of players, lots of athletes get injured and they like to, not talk about it so that they can continue playing. Even if it's a big injury, some players like Kobe Bryant will still play in the game. So you never really know how many injuries an athlete has actually gone through. But 25, even if, they haven't listed any of the other ones, 25 is an insane amount. Every athlete gets injured. That happens all the time. LeBron gets injured. Kobe gets injured. Jordan got injured. He got sick, stuff like that. But it's just about prevailing through it. And that's why, to me, Derrick Rose is one of the best stories in the NBA, because this man really just fought through everything and he's still here today. But guys, then we're about to wrap up the video. You see, it's 19-4. This man's trying to throw his booty on me because I don't know. I have no idea why dudes go to the 1v1 court all day to throw it back on some guys. I have no idea. I don't know how it's fun, but the 100 people that are watching this that play the 1v1 court every day, I'm not hating on you, man. I just don't understand how it's fun to do that all day. But you see, I clamped him up. He's got nothing to do. I'm pulling up, and that's an easy green, bro. You got to guard Derrick Rose. You got to guard him. All right, you got to guard him. So comment down below. Do you think Derrick Rose would have ever won a championship? Comment down below your favorite moment if you were alive during that time. It's your boy Badge Plug. You have been plugged in. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you haven't dropped a like yet, bro, what are you doing? Come on, man. Drop a like. It's okay. I'll give you a second. All right, have you dropped a like? All right, it's your boy Badge Plug. You have been plugged in, and I'm out. Peace.